Hi there, Virgo. Love and light to you all here. Thank you all so much for connecting and tuning in. I'm hearing you're so special. I'm hearing you're so special. Virgo, I'm hearing Cancer. Oh my goodness, someone is just kind of doting on you. I'm hearing they're loving on you. They're giving you this warm and fuzzy feeling. I'm hearing they're coding your. I'm hearing your message with. I'm hearing their mother's lips. I don't know what that's alluding to. I'm seeing like almost like a mothering sort of nurturing sort of attention that's given. It's interesting, Virgo. Okay, now let's get into it here for all of you. Thank you all so much for tuning, connecting. Wow, Virgo, I'm hearing it's a new day. I'm hearing a new dawn, a new day, a new life for me. Who's that by? Who's that by? I'm hearing who is that by? That's by what's his name? Yeah, Bublé. Bublé. Michael Bublé. Okay. Now, it's interesting because in I believe it was the Cancer reading, it was either the Cancer reading or the Aquarius reading, I saw a card that kind of zoomed by and it said, we're friends. Oh no, I said, it said, we are fans. Okay. And it was kind of like a friendly sort of vision. I'm hearing vision of like two people who are kind of like the planet, like the friends. Okay. And this energy came through in the Scorpio reading. Here comes Scorpio right then and there for you, Virgo, the Death card in reverse. You could absolutely be dealing with a Scorpio for a number of you. You could also be dealing with someone who is an interpreter. I'm hearing specifically. Okay, no, this is a tarot reading, yes, but it's also a channeled message. So for those of you who are, let's say, tuning in and you haven't tuned in for quite some time, or it's your first time, or whatever it may be, for you in particular, sometimes right there will be channeling of energy. So it's not necessarily directly related to the cards, and I always kind of interpret in the way that it kind of channels through. So kind of delivering the energy, channeling it through, Virgo. Always take it as you will, whatever you feel guided to watch. Now let's get back into it. I'm hearing, I hope I didn't lose you. I'm hearing that specifically. This might be, I'm hearing related to, again, I'm seeing someone who almost like they turn around, and I'm seeing they may come back from the past. I'm hearing that as well. Someone who almost like, again, like they I don't know, it's like a smothering sort of energy. Again, it's like Virgo. I'm hearing, I love you. I'm hearing, I want you, I want to be with you. I'm hearing, it's like they're very deliberate about also showing what they're feeling. Even if, let's say, in the past they might have been, I'm not seeing it in that kind of way, but I'm getting it in the way of, well, it's definitely very obvious now. Okay, like kind of like that. The Two of Cups in the world coming through right here. Virgo, the Eight of Swords in reverse. I'm hearing you're getting called up. I'm hearing you're getting connected. You're getting also very. I'm hearing much involved in the concept that surrounds the topic of commitment. I'm hearing, what does commitment mean for you, Virgo? What does it mean to feel that things are becoming official? Oh my goodness, okay? The High Priestess in reverse. For a number of you, I'm seeing that again, there is a blossoming of the, I'm hearing the boiling point. Interesting, where things begin to really, boil over here also with the Strength card and the Nine of Cups. It's a very dreamy energy. Oh my goodness, Virgo, it's lovely, it's beautiful. But the feeling is that, yet again, it's like, you know, we don't want to have to like start and then stop. I'm hearing that specifically, and for a number of you, there might be this feeling of like things are moving by very quickly, and how do we take it, you know, to a point that is gradually adjusted to? And I'm hearing also adjusted period. Like, how do we ensure that things are tailored as we also talk about them? So I'm seeing it as like kind of like wanting for things to evolve again more naturally in a way that is going to accommodate what we feel more sentimentally about what we're talking about. In other words, it's like, what are the subtleties of what we're talking about on an emotional level? And when we kind of rush into these types of conversations, how is it that they remain intact, or that they kind of they slip? I'm hearing they slip down the slide. I'm hearing the slippery slope of conversation. So in other words, it's like I want to perhaps even deliver a message or something very much kind of like a profession of what I feel. But if I were to just kind of like communicate it, how is it that it would sacrifice what I feel is I'm hearing my belief system around it. Interesting. So for a number of you, there is a little bit of a question of, well, I feel this, but when I present it, then what is that process? I'm hearing what happens to the person. I'm hearing also who was the one who shared it. Interesting. So there's somewhat of like maybe even a question of storytelling and how that line I'm hearing of thinking gets kind of I'm hearing a little. I'm hearing how it changes the landscape of the conversation over time as well. Okay, so for a number of you, you might be thinking again, like you might, and this could be an energy, but I'm seeing it really as your energy, Virgo. It's like when we open up the conversation about this period, and for a number of you, I'm seeing that perhaps you are a little hesitant to fully accommodate or accept one type of conversation specifically with an individual. It can be related to the concept of commitment in some kind of way. Always take it as you will. But in other words, I'm seeing how is it that, you know, when I would begin to talk about these types of things, what is it that time does? I'm hearing to the conversation as well. Like once I open it, it's like that's it. And it's interesting because I'm actually seeing, Virgo, a almost like it's kind of like I'm hearing like a battery pack. Like I don't know, like way back when, like there were these little toys, and it's called a Tamagotchi. Okay, and it would be like a little pet. Okay, like a virtual chia pet. Okay, if you will, and kind of think of it like that rather. And you would take it out of the packaging, let's say, and then you know it would come to life when you would pull the little tab. Excuse me, Virgo. When you would pull the little tab, but you knew, right, that once you would pull the tab, that would kind of be the beginning of the I'm hearing the cycle of its life. Okay, and that brings into question also the end of the cycle. I'm hearing inevitably. It's like when I know that, you know, when I pull the tab, then time starts ticking and the battery will run out. So it's kind of like I'm hearing how a certain process of evolution is timed out over time. Okay, it's like how a certain process is actually carried out or is actually processed through. What happens to a certain experience once it begins, right? It's like then there is a question of how it continues and what happens at the end of that experience. So I'm seeing for a number of you that there's a little bit of a question of like even how long will this last, like how I'm hearing if we're talking about the space, what becomes of the future of the conversation. So for a number of you, I'm seeing again you're a little hesitant to even begin to talk about some kind of space, given that you might feel that the timing of that talk also is quite important. And this energy came through in the Pisces reading big time. There's a little bit of a question of even like the tempo and the range of how a certain discussion is carried out, or some sort of even speech, whatever it is. But Virgo, the feeling again I'm getting is that I'm hearing you don't want to have to also like I'm hearing review the syllable verse by verse. Interesting, where it's like, okay, we understand what we're talking about by way of how we talk about it and when we talk about it, and then vice versa. It's like we understand like how to talk about what we want to talk about by way of what we realize we're really actually talking about. So it's kind of like, what's the chicken or the egg here? I'm hearing at the end of the day. And if we're gonna kind of look at it like that, yeah, which one comes first, but also which one continues on? It's like, is it the chicken or the egg? Like what really helps the cycle continue on? I'm hearing specifically. And it could be kind of this thinking of, well, we could look at it from a macro perspective, we could look at it from a micro perspective. You know, if we begin on the basis of friendship, let's say you meet someone and you're like, okay, I'm gonna be your friend first, and then you know, and then it's gonna continue to kind of evolve there maybe. And once that happens, you know, there is going to be a certain cycle. Does it still continue as friends, or like how is friends involved with the conversation, even of what it could become down the line? So again, you see what I'm kind of saying, Virgo? I'm hearing Cancer strongly. Like the question may be, what factors are still involved in the process as the process goes on? Okay, so let's continue here, Virgo, the Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. I'm hearing, does he see a future? I'm hearing specifically. Okay, now there is perhaps for a number of you a little bit of like a playground here dynamic with the Death card and the Two of Pentacles, where there's potential, we see the opportunity, you know, it's like, well, I put in this much, you put in that much, I put this in, you put that in, and we kind of see, you know, the results from there. But, you know, Virgo, I'm seeing it as like, what's the heartbeat? I'm hearing what is also the seatbelt of the storyline here with the Death card and the Two of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. I'm seeing that there's a little bit of it's like hot, but then it's cold at the same time. Like, it's kind of like you have a furnace in the same room as the freezer. It's like kind of feeling like, what is that about? And for a number of you, there might be a question of what the conversation is that is of what becomes. Okay, like again, for a number of you, I'm seeing that there's a sort of there's this desire to understand how the present moment relates to the future moment and how it's actually related in a certain way. How is it that the moment that we also talk about the future right now, how does that in a certain way, I'm hearing present the future. I'm hearing also resent, always taken to present the future. I'm not sure what this is alluding to, but Virgo, take it as you will. Now, again, the feeling is, again, it's like, how is it the way that we also captivate the audience here for the discussion. But I'm hearing specifically how yes, I'm hearing for the discussion now speaks on behalf of the future of what it could become. It could be related to marketing. Let's say that something is to develop over time and you're like, how do I present it at this point in time, right here, right now? And the feeling though is, again, Virgo, that there's an opportunity and you don't want to have to pass it up just because you feel that, well, if I start now, then I have to continue. It's like, well, you know, I need to continue anyways, right? The Chariot here coming through and the Son of Cups, and it's almost that same kind of feeling, like, what are you going to do? Like, not pull the tab on the Tamagotchi and never play with your toy? You know, it's like that kind of feeling. It's like, well, the talk needs to